stake.
The average age of a republic is 206 years. And how did they fail? What caused them to fail? If you read the history books and look at all of them, what you find is even though they might have been overrun by an enemy, the key factor that caused them to fail was fiscal every time.
In the midst of a major recession, it is morally wrong and economically bad policy to balance the budget on the backs of those people who are already hurting.
My children in Benghazi, Baida, and who are carrying arms should not jump on the bandwagon of terrorists. They should not work to give an excuse for the outsiders to intervene. You will be slaves to the Americans as you were slaves to the Italians for decades. Thousands and thousands of Libyans will die if the NATO or Americans set foot on our territories.
What we see here is a huge popular movement. We see families coming out with their children. In fact, it's out of shot, but just at my feet there are young boys drawing the Libyan flag onto the face of very small children. I mean, I don't somehow think that these mothers and toddlers are in any way sort of members of an al-Qaeda cell. So I think really mostly the reaction here has been one of ridicule, as I said. On one of the posters they described Colonel Gaddafi as a pill-popping nutter, and they accused this speech of basically being nothing but rambling.
Egyptian officials say 2 U.S. warships have entered the Suez Canal on their way to the Mediterranean, moving closer to the Libyan coast after orders from Defense Secretary Robert Gates. Gates warned yesterday that any military action in Libya must be carefully weighed because of broad consequences for the region.
I have been asked a lot over the past few weeks, what happens next? Well, I'm an optimist. I believe that after our budget repair bill passes, tempers will cool, and we will find a way to continue to work together to help grow our economy.
Basically, the Europeans showed us our own future. The austerity that was attempted to be pushed on them, particularly last year and during the summer months especially, produced a massive reaction of trade unions, socialist, communist, and anti-capitalist parties, a real uprising of the working class of the sort we hadn't seen for a long time. And there was really no reason to believe either that austerity wouldn't come to the United States, which it now has, nor that the working class would simply sit here and absorb it. And I think what we're seeing is the beginning of a broad-based recognition by working people that they're being made the scapegoat for the enormous costs of this economic crisis and of a government response to that crisis that has basically followed the old trickle-down approach, namely to bail out the folks at the top and hope, maybe, that some of the benefit trickles down to the bottom, which, as usual, it hasn't done.